Now we will tell you about the features of the GOLDENGATE Plus 3D and show you how to use it. Let's start by turning the device on. Press and release the on button on the battery to turn on the device. After a few seconds, the start screen will appear. The system will start loading as seen in the video. Then the device will detect the type of coil attached and it will calibrate automatically. Now we are in the main menu. We have 6 menus here. These are Language, Preferences, Settings, Ground Balance, Search Modes, and Search Screen. You can navigate through the menus using the arrow keys. The OK button is located here on the handle. The OK button is used to enter the menus and to confirm and save changes. And the back button you see here is used to exit the current function without saving or to go back to the previous menu. Now let's start with the language menu. Select language on the main menu and press OK. You will see the list of languages on the screen. Select the language you want and press OK. Once you change the language, all the menus will be displayed in the new language. The next menu is the Preferences. When you enter the Preferences, you will see 4 sub-menus: Accelerometer, Themes, Search Tones, and GPS. The accelerometer enables you to view the coil angle through an icon on the search screen. Keeping the search coil parallel to the ground is important for getting accurate results. Therefore, it is recommended that you keep the accelerometer on. Now let's look at themes. This menu allows you to change the screen color. When you enter the themes, 4 color options will be displayed on the screen. Just select the one you want and press OK. Our next menu is the Search Tones. This menu allows you to change the metal warning tone produced by the detector. It consists of 4 different tones. When you select a tone and press the OK button, the selected tone becomes active. And finally, we have the GPS. It allows you to obtain and save information about the search location, such as latitude, longitude, and altitude. To use the GPS, turn it on in this menu. Also, GPS must be on in order to use the tracking feature. Tracking enables you to map and save your routes and mark important spots. We are done with the preferences. Now let's take a look at the settings. The first setting is the sensitivity. Sensitivity contains 2 different settings: threshold and RX gain. As these settings are very important, we will explain these settings in greater detail later in the video. But in short, the bottom setting, called the RX gain, increases the depth and the sensitivity of the device by boosting the signal detected underground. The upper one, called the threshold, minimizes the negative effect of ground mineralization and electromagnetic factors in the surrounding environment on the device, and it eliminates false signals referred to as noise. The next setting is the brightness. It enables you to increase or decrease the screen brightness according to your preference and the surrounding environment, using the right and left keys. Now let's take a look at the discrimination setting. This setting allows you to determine which metals you want the device to detect as ferrous. The factory preset will discriminate trash metals such as bottle caps, nails, tin cans, etc. as ferrous. By increasing this setting, you can allow the device to show other metals as ferrous as well. Please refer to the technical manual for a detailed explanation of this setting. And finally, the volume setting will enable you to increase or decrease the volume according to your preference and the surrounding environmental noise. The next one is the ground balance. We will talk about ground balance in greater detail later in the video, but in short, ground balancing is a process through which the metal detector is able to cancel out the negative effects caused by ground mineralization. And now, let's take a look at the search modes. There are 5 predefined search modes in the device. These modes contain parameters of distinct soil types and thus enable you to search and detect more conveniently in different types of ground. These modes are general, trash metal, beach, high mineral, and deep modes. How will we decide on the search mode? For example, if the ground we are searching contains a lot of minerals such as red soil, hot rocks, etc., we recommend that you choose the high mineral mode, and the device will filter out and minimize the effects of these minerals and provide you with a more comfortable experience. Or, let's say the ground contains a lot of waste metals, such as nails, tin cans, etc. Then choosing the trash metal mode is the right way to go. Or let's say you are metal detecting on the beach, which is a very conductive ground. Then choose the beach mode to minimize the effect of the salt and minerals on the device. Now let's look at the buttons on the bottom. The first one is the System Off button. When you want to turn the device off, press and release this button first. The device will ask you to confirm the operation. After confirming, press the Off button on the battery. The next one is the Main Menu button. Because we are in the main menu right now, this button is not active. When you are in different screens, you can press this button anytime to go back to the main menu. The third one is the Data Records or Archives button. You can view all of your saved 3D results, GPS coordinates and tracking maps at any time by pressing this button. And the last one is the Sun Mode button. You can use the Sun Mode when the display is affected by intense sunlight. Sun Mode can be used for all the menus and interfaces. It provides for easier reading and viewing under heavy sunlight. To the right we have the GPS button. When the GPS is on, this button will be green. When the GPS is off, it will be blue. The last menu on the main page is the search screen. This menu takes you to the actual search screen interface, which we will show you in a few minutes when we talk about searching and metal detection. Now we would like to show you how you can search and detect metals with the device. First, go to the Search Modes menu and select the mode. Here, we will select the General mode as an example. Now you need to ground balance. Please remember to ground balance when you change the search mode. When you select the ground balance menu, it will take you to an animated interface. All you need to do is to follow the directions on the screen. As you can currently see on the screen, the system is telling you to lift the search coil 40 centimeters, approximately 1.3 feet above the ground, and press the OK button. So we do as it says. Now it is telling you to lower the search coil to 5 centimeters, approximately 2 inches above the ground, and press OK again. Once you press OK, the counter will start counting down from 3. You must hold your search coil still during the countdown. So let's press OK now. When the countdown is completed, sweep the search coil parallel to the ground 30 to 40 centimeters, approximately 1 to 1.3 feet to the right and left, as seen on the video. When ground balancing is completed, you must pay attention to the number in the indicator at the bottom of the screen. If this number is between 0 and 5, it means that the ground balance has been done accurately. If the number is between 5 and 15, change your location and re-ground balance. If you are getting the same result after a few tries, you may be on mineralized ground, so changing your search mode to high mineral is recommended. If the number is between 30 and 100, most probably a metal is present in the spot where you are ground balancing. Change your spot and re-ground balance. If you are getting the same result after a few tries, decrease the RX gain level. Once the ground balance is completed, the system will take you to the search screen automatically. Let's take a look at the search screen now. This is the accelerometer icon that we have mentioned before. You can view the coil angle with this icon. This graphic shows the metal signal, and it indicates whether the metal is ferrous or non-ferrous. This indicator shows the battery life status. This is the graph that shows metal detection and helps you to pinpoint the target. This is the bar where you will get the metal discrimination information. This is the metal indicator. When this indicator displays number 20, it means metal is being detected. Values between 0 and 19 indicate ground noise. The second indicator represents the stability of the search coil. The device constantly checks the coil and updates the number. When this number exceeds 30, re-ground balancing is highly recommended. Now let's continue with metal detection and demonstrate how the device is reacting to metals. We will try a few different types of metal and see how the device is reacting to each. Let's start with a ferrous nail. We scan the nail and the device detects it right away. We are pausing the screen right now. This graphic, as we mentioned before, shows whether the metal is ferrous or non-ferrous. If the detected metal is ferrous, the line will go down first and then up, just like this one. Now let's try a non-ferrous metal. As you can see, the line is going up first and then down. This indicates a non-ferrous metal. So when you are searching in the field and you detect a metal, the device will tell you right from the beginning whether the metal is ferrous or non-ferrous and save you time. If the line is going up first, indicating a non-ferrous metal, you can continue with the confirmation scans and the results screen. If the metal is ferrous, you can continue searching. Now let's look at the metal detection graph. When you detect a metal, the circles start expanding, and they start shrinking as you move the coil off the target. The greatest expansion of the circles indicates the center of the target. We will now show you the discrimination and the 3D results screen. So, we will make the confirmation scans. Let's say you detected a metal as seen in the video. The graph at the top tells you already that this is a ferrous metal, but you want to confirm the discrimination data. To make the first confirmation scan, press and release the OK button. Scan the metal over the coil and press and release the OK button again. As you can see, the discrimination bar at the bottom indicates the metal as ferrous. The other information you need to pay attention to is the number in the metal indicator. This is the probable metal ID. The typical metal IDs of different types of metals are provided at the end of the technical manual. Even if the metal ID of a detected metal does not match the one on the chart, writing it down may help you in your future searches. In other words, when you come across a metal ID that is the same or similar to the one you have noted before, you can assume that the metal underground is also similar to the previously detected metal. Now let's look at the 3D screen. Press the OK button, scan over the coil and press OK again. You are currently seeing the 3D results screen. This bar, located on the left side, shows the estimated depth of the target. The number below the bar represents the depth scale. The depth scale will be in multiples of 100. The scale for targets at 0 to 100 cm depths will be 100. At 101 to 200 cm depths, it will be 200, and so on. This icon represents the target. Each box below the search coil icon represents 1/3 of the depth scale number at the bottom. Based on this, let's see the depth of the metal we have just detected. The depth scale is 100 centimeters. Each box represents 1/3 of this number. The target icon is located in the first box, so the metal we just detected is about 25 to 30 centimeters deep. If the depth scale at the bottom was 200, the depth of the metal we detected would be around 60 centimeters. Now let's take a look at the 3D graph of the detected metal. First, press the OK button to get the full screen view. The green field represents the area you have scanned. In other words, it shows the area between the 2 points you have pressed and released the OK button for the confirmation scan. The blue field represents the metal. If the detected metal is ferrous, the graph will show it in blue going downwards. If the metal is non-ferrous, the graph will show it in red going upwards. Let's look at the dimensions of the scanned area now. To get the measurements, press the down button a few times to get the 2D top view. Look at the numbers on the right and the left. This is the point where we have started the first confirmation scan. According to this, the first scan ends at 85 centimeters and the second one at 100 centimeters. This means we have scanned an area of 85 centimeters by 100 centimeters. Now let's get the dimensions of the target. First, press and hold the left arrow key to remove the ruler. Then press and hold the OK button to zoom in. Now, press and hold the up arrow key for 1 second, followed by the bottom arrow key. The dimensions of the target are displayed on the screen. This is what you need to do to calculate the dimensions. Deduct the smaller number from the bigger number. Here, the numbers displayed are 43 and 48 centimeters for one side. So, we deduct 43 from 48 and get 5. This means one side of the metal is 5 centimeters. The other side has the numbers 34 and 36 centimeters, so the other side of the metal is 2 centimeters. This means we detected a 2 by 5 centimeter metal object. Then, by pressing and holding the up and down keys, you can erase the guidelines. And by pressing and holding the right arrow key, you can get the cube view of the graph and examine it in more detail. You can rotate the graph using the arrow keys and view it from different angles. You can exit the results screen and go back to the search screen using the back key. Now, let's continue metal detection with different metals. To get the discrimination information, make the first confirmation scan. Press OK, scan, and press OK again. As you can see, the detected metal is alloy steel. If you want, you can continue with the second scan to get the 3D results screen. Here, we will continue to test different metals, so exit the screen by pressing the back button. We have detected another metal now. We are doing the confirmation scan, and the system is telling us that this is a non-ferrous metal. You can also view the metal ID at the bottom. We are going back to the search screen again to test another metal. We detect the metal, make the confirmation scan, and the system is telling us that the metal is gold. And we also see the metal ID at the bottom. Non-ferrous metals will fall more on the right side of the gold non-ferrous bar on the discrimination chart. Gold will fall more on the left of the bar. Now let's get the 3D result of this metal. Press OK and make the second confirmation scan. The 3D graph is displayed, and as you can see, the metal is displayed in red color because it is gold, just like we have mentioned before. We get the full screen. You can currently see it more clearly. We zoom in, and here we go. The metal is displayed very clearly. We will now show you how to save the 3D graphs. Press the down arrow key to activate the bottom menu. Using the right arrow key, select the Save button and press OK. The pop-up will display the record number. Press OK to save. You can view the 3D records at a later time by going into the Data Records menu. Use the arrow keys to select the Records button. When you press OK, 3D, GPS and tracking records will be displayed. Select 3D and press OK. You can see the record we have just saved. When you press the OK button, the 3D graph we have saved is displayed. Here you can rotate and view the 3D graph from different angles using the arrow keys, just like in the search screen. To delete a 3D record, go to the Data Records menu, select the 3D records and press OK. The 3D records will be displayed. In the bottom right corner we have the Delete button, and on the left side the Exit button. To delete the record, select the record and press the Delete button. The system will ask you to confirm the operation. When you select OK and press the OK button, the record will be erased. Now we will talk about the two sensitivity settings in our device, threshold and RX gain. The right arrow key is used as a shortcut to the sensitivity menu in the search screen. The left one is the shortcut to ground balance. We press the right arrow now and go to the sensitivity menu. The system has preset threshold and RX gain settings for each search mode. You can change these settings based on your search conditions. Let's say you are searching in a low mineralized ground and a noise-free environment. In this situation, you can search with minimum threshold and maximum RX gain levels. The top setting is the threshold. It eliminates false signals referred to as noise resulting from ground mineralization and electromagnetic factors in the environment. The bottom one is the RX gain setting, and increasing this setting increases the depth and the sensitivity of the device. A more detailed explanation of these two settings are provided in the technical manual. Now we will show you the trash metal mode recommended for use when searching in areas containing a lot of waste metals referred to as trash metals. First, go to the search mode